Call 1-888-FARMERS to switch, and you could save an average of $470 on your auto insurance. That's a lot of money in just a few minutes. With savings like that, you could be lounging on an impractical amount of ornate and overpriced throw pillows you bought for your couch. But you won't, because you're better with money than that. That's why you're calling us in the first place. Call 1-888-FARMERS to get a quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Based on average nationwide annual savings survey data July to December 2020. Underwritten by Farmers Trucker Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliate. Products not available in every state.
Thursday night betting preview. Joe Duffy's picks of OffshoreInsiders.com. We've got a wise guy play in college football for tonight. We've got 3 college football for Friday night. So, yeah, I know that maybe our portfolio for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is even bigger, but you are making a huge mistake if you pass on our wise guy tonight, or as they say, sleep on our wise guy winner for tonight. Without question, biggest weekend of the year thus far in college and pro football combined. Now the betting preview, the Jets and the Browns. Browns actually very strong consensus play, one of the biggest public bets of the entire week. Now winds of 10 to 15 miles per hour are expected. Games with 10 or more miles per hour wind go under at 439 and 350 rate. I've said it once, I've said it a million times, that the single most important thing when it comes to weather, when it comes to sides or totals, would be the wind factor when it comes to the totals. In fact, usually rain, if anything, if there's going to be a lot of precipitation and the line drops, but not a lot of rain is expected, betting the over after the line drops is a profitable play, but we'll talk more about that. Make sure you subscribe and like all of our videos, and you definitely subscribe to us. At Twitter, we're at Offshore Insider, no S at the end because of the character limitations, and then you won't miss anything if you're active on Twitter. Now, this is home teams forcing 4 or more turnovers a game, or just 31, 38, and 1, and 48, 69, and 3 if forcing 3.5 or more, and that has been the case for Cleveland so far. Third time in 11 days for the Jets. They're second on the road, so very tough the schedule maker has been on the New York Football Jets. Going against favorites who are almost always underdogs is 140 and 90 against the spread, and that would favor the New York Jets. Teams with a much better record on the road than at home are 118 and 79. Again, let me repeat, a lot of you are going to say, hello, Joe Duffy of OffshoreInsiders.com. The teams have played 2 games so far. We've looked at it. It very much applies in Week 3. In fact, some of our better angles do very much apply in Week 3 because the NFL, more than any other sport, is about overreaction. And yes, so the people are going to overreact to what's happened so far. So that angle does apply, the computer says, even in Week 3. Teams that have won only once out of the last 22 games, and of course it could be or more, which in the case of Cleveland it is, and in fact this angle is applied to them quite a few times, going against such teams, 27-11, that would favor the Jets. The team that is supposed to win in a short week, or the favorite in other words, covers at a 72 and 35 rate. 72 and 35 rate. 72 and 35 rate, as long as they did not have substantially more snaps the previous week. So they're not the much more tired team. 72 and 35, that's pretty impressive. That would favor the Cleveland Browns. Winless teams, and this might come as a little bit of a surprise. A lot of people might think, tough situation for the Browns coming off of a very heartbreaking loss. Winless teams off of blown leads, and we have the specific parameters put away, but winless teams off of blown leads are actually 44 and 17. Again, all records are against the spread unless we otherwise note. This angle would favor the Browns. We're going to take a look at college football in a moment. We're going to have a free winning pick in college football in a moment. Now some against the spread trends. The New York Jets and Cleveland, all records again are against the spread. The Jets are 4-1 on Thursdays, but 3-9 on grass. Cleveland 17 and 36 following a loss, 16 and 34 overall, 7-20 and 1 after allowing less than 90 yards rushing in the previous game. The Jets have covered 5 straight, but the favorite has covered 8 straight. Yeah, I knew I'd live to see the day when the Cleveland Browns were not only a favorite, but a favorite of at least 3. I knew it would happen, and it has. The Jets and Cleveland over-under stuff. The Jets have gone over 16-5 in Week 3, but they've gone under 5 straight against teams with a losing record. Cleveland has gone under 6-1 on Thursday nights. Now let's take a look at your college football news and notes as well as against the spread trends. Remember, one of the ways is it's win-win for everybody. If you like this free information, of course, please literally give us a like or a comment. And again, we know most of you, especially now, you're going to be watching this on the rebroadcast because it's only Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Time where we do the NFL Tailgate Party where I have a scheduled live broadcast. There's some technical reasons for the simulcast. It makes it easier to do it live, when it's basically when I'm ready to do it. But please, feel free to comment, like, and if you comment and you have a legitimate question, I will very much respond to it. And I know, again, most of you are going to be watching this on demand anyway. But also, set up an account at mybookie.ag. Please use the promo code Duffy. Now, I'm not going to send you, look, I've been in this business full-time since June 1st, 1988, worked with Dial Sports in college, built up a great reputation, one of the few people who have been full-time in this business forever and a day. I will not throw that reputation down the toilet by sending you to a crappy sports book. MyBookie.ag is one of maybe a half dozen sports books that you'll never hear anything bad about. Personal experience, what my clients tell me, from knowing people who are with MyBookie since before there was a MyBookie, these are legitimate business people who run this business. You will get paid on time. A great customer service, everything you want. Please use the promo code Duffy. Tulsa and Temple. Teams returning home off of a large upset are 26-10 against the spread, but that's only since 2013, and quite frankly, lately it's been so-so. Sometimes I take that I report you decide approach, but that would favor Temple. But, remember a term that you and I have made a lot of money with over the years, predictably unpredictable. The underdog is 3-0 straight up in Temple's games, covering by at least 11 points each time. There's two things. The public and the odds makers hate unpredictability. Sharps like it. Sharps, again, they're not going to bet necessarily Tulsa based on just that, but it's a big check mark in the Tulsa column. The fact that the odds that Temple has been so erratic, it's tough to set a line on them. Again, the underdog 3-0 straight up in all their games, and the underdog covering by at least 11 points each time. This is tough for the odds makers to get a handle on. Take advantage of that when you got a big point spread. So, will the Sharps be going with Tulsa? Maybe. There's other data that must be considered. I do have a free winner. Now it's for this weekend. I've said it a million times, just like I said at the top of this report, that the NFL is more about overreaction and regression of the mean. College football is almost the polar opposite. It's about momentum. This system applies 7 times this weekend. Sometimes it's heavily corroborated, but other times maybe even canceled out by conflicting data. So not all 7 times that it applies will we be betting on this said team, but a few times we are. Basically, it is a heavily corroborated. It has to do with momentum. It has to do with going with teams with momentum. And a lot of times they're going to be a favorite. Sometimes they're going to be an underdog. But in this case, we're going to go with Kentucky plus the 10 against Mississippi State. Once again, Kentucky is your free winning pick for the best sports books and, most importantly, for the best handicappers. Going back to the score phone days, offshoreinsiders.com.
The new year comes with new ways for pros to save at Lowe's. Like when you're ready to tackle your taxes, we'll help you save up to $100 off federal tax preparation when you file through TurboTax. All you have to do is sign up to become a Lowe's Pro Loyalty member by January 25th, and the savings is yours. This exclusive offer is for new Lowe's Pro Loyalty members only, so sign up at lowesforpros.com/proloyalty. Lowe's, the new home for pros. Discount valid on select TurboTax services through October 15th. More terms apply. U.S. only.